Hey viewers, this is my FanBox Mini, which I mentioned in my, I think I mentioned it in my other FanBox update, and I just put some finishing touches onto it today, and I'm finally getting around to doing the video. You all might notice that this is the same fan and stepper motor that was on the other one. I put it on here just for the purposes of comparing the two. This will normally have a different motor and fan on it, but that's on it for now just to compare them. You got your front switches, which runs the whole back wall. Your plug, your fuse, resettable fuse, master on-off switch. Your switches here run all these on this side, and these switches here run all these fans on this side. Most of them are doubles, one fan behind another. The back row is all singles, and top row, the very bottom row on each one are also singles. And just like the other one, I've got this on hinges. Two power supplies run it. Server power supplies. As you can see, the output is quite a bit. This is the weaker of the two. 45 amps at 12 volts. And the other one is the 800 watt one. So you're looking at the top numbers. 12.15 volts, 65.8 amps max. And took a little research to figure out how to power up these server power supplies. You can't just put a jumper between green and black like you can on a standard power supply. And it was not easy to do, and I had to figure it out for both of them. All the wiring's done with copper wire, all soldered on each one. I even notched this out here with a router just so the wires were below the airflow, which in my mind improves the airflow a small amount, I guess. Anyway, that's what I'm hoping. This is all acrylic, fairly thick. I think it's like a 1/8 of an inch. No, maybe it's either 1/8 or 1/6 of an inch. I'm not sure. And we got all the most powerful singles and doubles. Those are the 18,000 RPM ones you saw in my massive fan collection video in the end there, where they were blowing the Kleenex box. Each row is a different brand. That's Invitag. That might be, I'm not sure which one that is. But each one is a different row. You get your singles on the bottom there. This side, except for the singles, all the doubles are San Ace 40s. I'll power up a few of them just so you guys can hear them. Now switch the power supplies on. What you're hearing there is just the built-in fan. One there, and two on that one. Although you can't really hear those, they're much more quiet. So here's the single top row. And I like the sound of these San Ace 40s because they're all running at the same time. They got a kind of neat, I guess, harmonic resonance to them. Which only intensifies if you turn on more. And then on this side, each row is a different brand. At the top you got the Invotech ones, and they all have their own unique sounds, although similar. And then next I think are they're either Sunon or maybe Nidex, or I'm not sure which one's which. I can't see the tags on them. Your next row. These ones here are deltas. And then on your bottom, another row of San Ace. And at the very bottom, a row of singles. And then at the back, they're all singles. Deltas. Then you got Nidex. Some more deltas. These bottom ones are deltas, but they're a dual fan. So these I don't know if these fans actually push out more air than the other FanBox, but they seem to have a lot more pressure. And I mean, this fan just friggin' flies when this is going. And I'll show you guys that in a moment. And I think that might also be because the shape of this FanBox. So when these are on, your air comes in here, so the air hits in the center and just wants to go that way. And these fans only at the back only further that along, and it's only got one way to go, and that's out there. And I will close this lid. I got a few minor things I still need to do. I got a few little air gaps, and I got to figure out some way to open this and close this without just putting L brackets on top. But anyway, I'll start this up and show you what kind of voltage it can put out. Alright, I've got the top secured down. Can't be opened now. I've set up the multimeters and amp probe, and I'll give you guys some numbers. Just a reminder, I pulled up the numbers with the updated FanBox, and with everything running, it put out 8.74 amps, and it put out 43.6 volts AC and 62.1 volts DC. So keep note of that as I fire this one up. that's just the front row. That's just the front switches, which is the back row of fans only. There's our amperage draw. So we're already more than halfway to the other fan box's voltage, which again was 43.6. I'll fire up some of the side fans here. Down to 4.48. And there we go. We're already past the other fan box's maximum voltage output. And I still have a lot of fans to go. Gotta get this just right. That's not cooperating very well. There. 4,400 RPM. Much more powerful. This thing is insanely more powerful than the other fan box. When I first started testing this, I didn't realize how powerful all these little fans were. I figured it would be at least as powerful as the other fan box. Maybe a little bit more, but hell, it's almost double. And next up I will switch this out for the actual motor I'm going to use, which will be this here. It's a permanent magnet DC motor, and that'll put out some better amperage than this can. This will actually run some good sized motors where this cannot. Now I'm going to set that up next. Alright, I swapped up the stepper motor and got the generator in place. I've got it hooked up to a, I don't know what you would call it, a type of power bar. Each switch controls one of the sets of plugs in the back. And I've got them all hooked up to these increasingly larger, stronger motors. So each time I turn a switch on, it'll power one of these motors, and they're all going to be powered by just this. And see, when I turn this, I'm getting like over a volt. It just, you know, spinning it with my hand. I got all the switches turned on, so I'm just going to hit the main power switch and everything will come on. I'm going to work my way along from the highest resistance motors all the way down to the little guys. And as I switch between each one, the resistance gets lower, so your volts will go up, your amps will come down, and that one, and this will get faster. Alright, here we go. Your motor's already begun to spin. Picking up speed as the motor gets faster. This is out of a very old upright vacuum. That one's out of a blower, that's out of a mixer. You've already seen that in another video. And that's just a little, I don't know what it's out of, small appliance. Volts are still climbing. Not sure if you can hear this motor spinning up or not. Camera should pick that up. So it's pretty much maxed out on this vacuum motor. So now I'll switch it over to this one. Also gone up now. And I'll switch to this one. Climbing. About 78 volts, 79 volts of that motor. I'll switch to the old Edison motor. And finally the little guy. do it for just a second, you'll see your volts will go way up. Over 130 volts DC. So this mini fan box has got quite a punch to it. So yeah, I should just point out that there are 139 40 mil motors, fans in this box. A little more than the other fan box, but these are just all a lot smaller. Alright, let's see if the mini fan box can push itself. I've got all the switches turned on and I'm just going to hit the main power switch and let her go. I know it's not really much of a test, but to see the box be able to move itself along the floor is pretty neat. Here, I had a thought. I was just wondering to see what the fan box could actually push. And I had this mid-tower computer sitting in my room. So let's see what it will do to that. Didn't tip it over, but it could certainly move it. Probably knocked this one over. Oh yeah. What else can I push? Well, how about a 6.5 gallon shop vac? Not bad considering it's round and the air wants to just go around it rather than push against it.